Why the players are finally quitting Genshin Impact. Guys, can we just be for real for a minute though? I actually don't think that nobody's quitting Genshin Impact, because let me just sit here and be honest with you guys, right? This game has gone through so many, like the whole Google Classroom thing. Honestly, performative. Everybody that was doing that is performative. Ignore the smoke detector, by the way. All of that was performative. These guys are not only they still on the game. Like, bro, hold on, wait. Don't make me listen. Believe what you want to believe, right? But Genshin Impact is right here, second, up there with Love and Deep Space, where you can put your BWC and the MC. Which I mean, if you want to do that, go ahead. I'd be doing the stuff that starts with an F and ends with a either way, right? Why players are finally quitting Genshin Impact? I don't think nobody's gonna quit, bro. Nobody's gonna quit this game. Let's just keep it a buck, bro. I just don't think no one is. If there is people quitting this game though, like if it's actually like content creators quitting this game, that would be crazy. But that whole Google Classroom, that whole, what else do they do? Google reviews. Be for real.
If you have been anywhere near the Genshin community lately, you already know what's up. It seems like the cycle of FOMO is fading. The corporate disappointment is getting too big to handle. Predatory tactics are being introduced more often than quality of life updates, and it has all pushed a massive wave of players straight to the edge. Usually when someone makes a post criticizing a multi-billion-dollar earning nuclear reactor owning powerhouse like Genshin Impact, the hardcore defenders tear them apart like meat in a pool of piranha.
Low-key, have I been seeing some Genshin defenders, right? Not really, bro. It's kind of just been like quiet. I don't know if that's better or that's good, but I mean, clearly it's better, because I mean, if we're taking the gacha revenue chart seriously, then I mean, they are at the second place below 11 Deep Space, where you can, again, where the characters can put their BWC and the MC.
They call you a bunch of stuff. A toxic, problematic hater, a liar, or a LARPer. Trust me, I know that routine entirely too.
Oh yeah, me too. Oh yeah, me too. Okay, so wait, y'all calling Glaive Kyo a LARPer? To Tsundere fan service? What in the world am I looking at right now? Okay, how are they calling you a LARPer because of this? What is the correlation here? Wait, what is the correlation here? But his ops slide on him? What? Son, what is this? What is this? Either way, I was gonna say I agree, because the ZZZ fandom is calling me a LARPer because my Jane Doe's level 20 and I'm a level 40, even though that means nothing because every other character in my box is built and relevant. But this is completely something different. I'm not gonna have to agree on that one there. How do we get here, honestly?
Well,
right?
But recently, this anomaly has
we are not even admitted
been happening a lot more. When a piece of content drops that is so honest and fundamentally unarguable that even the most blind fanboys can't find a way to cope with it. A video that somehow captures the exact collective exhaustion of an entire player base, navigating the algorithm perfectly despite coming from a channel you've probably never heard of. There are a couple of videos like these.
True, bro. Which like it, but hard way, bro. Some of these Genshin videos be going crazy, like, oh nah, where is that, boy, where is that? Because I'm telling you, I'll be seeing a random Genshin video that goes crazy. Mind you, this is like some of their first videos. Okay, now I'm getting Persona stuff. Okay, you know what, we're done.
There are a couple of videos like these, and I actually hope to cover all of them, but this one especially caught my eye. I am quitting Genshin Impact, and you should too.
Okay, yeah, this one right here. Look at this, bro. Hold on, wait, look at this. This is like that goes to show you how much reach Genshin Impact, Genshin Mid-Pack, whatever you want to call it is. This man has 107 videos. 666 subscribers. You at that 1K mark here soon, buddy. What's gonna hit you is in March hours. So who? Well, low-key, he probably already got it. And then we got this one down here. I'm quitting Genshin Impact, and you should too. Ooh. 86K views, by the way, in 9 days, which low-key, if I'm not mistaken, this video, the APO video is what? How old is this? 4 days? Oh, this is that's at like 100K now. Easily 100K. Easily.
Impact, and you should too. Sounds interesting. Let's talk about it. If you want to see more content from me, feel free
to— Yo, what's up with these poses? Am I tweaking? Like, what am I looking at?
Without wasting any more of your time, let's just get right into it. So there is this video that is absolutely popping off right now by a creator called The Great JPG. By the making of this video, he only has around 610 subscribers, but he has 107 videos on his channel. So it's not like he's a brand new creator who has never posted before. Still, this video literally came out of nowhere for me. Here is the description of his video, which contains, in my opinion, pretty valuable context to the whole situation. I decided on making a video about this because I saw the overall Genshin community was angry at the latest patch. I was already feeling kind of disillusioned with the game, but seeing the community actually angry and actually looking back at the game's past, I just realized that the game won't change. And then
Loki, this right here is kind of how I feel with ZZZ, and believe it or not, like, I don't know, ZZZ season 3 is going to have to make some major changes for me to start going back to Glaze It again. I'm not gonna lie to you, I just don't think. Like, again, when you look back and see, like, it's almost like, it's like the AI bubble, right? It's like an ex that's been manipulating you for the longest, and you actually wake up and realize after you guys got done breaking up, like, holy moly, she was crazy. She was crazy, boy.
I should just go and play other games that actually make me happy. That was the reason I included all of those game recommendations at the end of the video, so that if anyone else was feeling the same as me, then they could find something that they would probably enjoy more. Right from the title and the very beginning of the video, he drops a massive bomb. I am quitting Genshin Impact and you should too. That is an incredibly bold start, to be honest. I thought most people would get super defensive, leave a hate comment, dislike, and immediately click off. But no, the video's like to dislike ratio is actually amazing, phenomenal, for something so controversial.
That is crazy, because anytime you criticize Hoyoverse, people start going out of the woodworks, criticizing you, calling you a LARPer, basically harassing you. And like bro, I'm genuinely so surprised that people like. At first I just thought, okay, this is what comes with, you know, being in the fandom, being criticized of, you know, criticizing the game that makes $6.7 billion, by the way. I just thought that's what came with it, right? Until I started checking other people's comments, I'm like, hold up, wait a minute, why am I the only one to get crazy comments? Like, what? Hold on, wait, why is my comments be some of the most craziest things I've been seeing? Like, do I need to pull it up? Boy, the amount of like comments I be receiving, people saying I'm a woo-wah shell, which is just false information. Look.
Likes and tons of comments actually agreeing with him. Look at some of these top comments. It is so bad I deleted Genshin and actually went min-picking IRL.
Okay, that is a little crazy. Like, wow. And I'm assuming that's the first time this person is actually touching grass in a while.
That's a good one.
Because mind you, I do work at Dick's Sporting Goods, so before anyone try to come at me, nah, we don't do that. You can't do that over here.
I remember how fun it was to play in the beginning because it felt so new and cool. I've only been playing for a year and I'm already losing it.
I mean, it is the DBZ of the gacha game space. Whether you want to believe it or not, like, this game, it came first. It created a whole new genre for its, like, existence. I don't think there was, like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it was like an open world gacha game at the time, right? Genshin was the first one. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, it was like 13 to 14 when this game came out. It was like 2021 if I'm not mistaken. Like, basically still like we in the house times, right? So it's not really surprising when you really think about it like that. Like, use that terminology, that's not surprising. DBZ can come out right now. I mean, it's a Dragon Ball gacha game that's been out for 11 years, mind you. People call it a Candy Crush simulator, and it's up there with the big boys. So
sounds rough but impressive, because I asked the guy in subservientghostface.com to play Genshin Impact, and just look at the screen, he would rather just himself. So I guess you're better, wouldn't you know? Even the stamina system is made to make us uncomfortable. Yeah, and they haven't updated that at all, which actually gave me a new video make us uncomfortable. Yeah, and they
haven't given us an infinite stamina. Bro, they had not gave us a skip button after 6 to 7 years. At this point, I don't want it no more. At this point, I'm done. What do you mean there's no skip button? Like, there's no reason why a skip button is not an option in any game, for one. Any game, let alone a gacha game. Are you serious? Do you know what we're here to do? Do you know what we are here to do?
They haven't updated that at all, which actually gave me a new video idea. I'll make sure to write that on my notes. But enough comment reading, let's get back into the video. This bold title and statement was followed by an even bolder argument. He claims you should quit the game because the game hates you. Now, on the surface, you might be thinking as well, that shouldn't make sense. Why would a business hate its own customers? It sounds completely counterintuitive. A more logical point of view isn't that the game hates you, it is that the game loves your money way more than it loves you. I have actually made a video on this exact topic over on my channel, breaking down in detail how Genshin listens to money and
Genshin in-game is a money check, not a skill check. So basically, anybody that's broke, anybody that don't got a 9 to 5 like you, like me, went from putting the fries to the back to stocking shelves. Yeah, we moving up in life, obviously. Then you kind of cooked. That's what it sounds like.
Completely ignores your feedback. So make sure to check that out after this video, just so you know the details of what I'm talking about. But the great JPG sums up his review and his reason for making the video with this line.
I have never seen a game that doesn't want to improve.
Oof, boy, that audio. Holy, that audio. Can y'all even hear that? Hold on, wait.
Reason for making the video with this line.
I have never seen a game that doesn't want to improve or be fun more than this game does.
This boy is recording off his freaking MacBook microphone. Holy, I'm sorry, like, sorry.
Improve or be fun more than this game does. And that explains exactly why he feels the game hates its audience. He also establishes his credentials early on. He has played a ton of Genshin, completed a massive amounts of quests, done tons of exploration, and has played multiple other games, which I assume are considered real games. And because of this, his review
is he hinting at Wuthering Waves? They just had their Cyberpunk collab. This is one of, not the greatest collab of all time. Like, in the gacha game, like, it's no comparing. Like, you cannot compare any other collab like with the Cyberpunk collab. Not like, I just don't believe so.
You should be seeing.
But also, I feel bad for this guy because the fact that he's been playing this game for this long and hasn't woken up, That must be tough.
as highly valid, right? People aren't going to call him a larper, right? So let's start with the presentation. Before he even gets into the meat of it, he immediately brings up the lack of a skip button right off the bat.
Right off the bat, we starting off strong. Yes, because like, why is there not a skip button? I'm sorry. If you're making $6.7 billion, no pun intended, by the way. If you're making $6.7 billion and you telling me you cannot add a skip button, like, bro, I get so heated. And then, bro, the people that have the audacity to say that you don't need a skip button, since when? Since when do we not need a skip button in any game? That doesn't even make any sense, bro. Put it as an option. Like, what? Holy, bro, this game makes $7.7 billion, by the way. More money than you will ever touch. Don't ask about me, and don't look at, bro, and stop looking over there as well. Don't worry about that. Just notice how, like, they make $6.7 billion and there's no skip button. Ridiculous.
That told me his opinion of the presentation wasn't going to be so good. Here is what he says word for word in his video.
Genshin's cutscene presentation is shockingly bad. It was outdated the year it was released, and has not improved at all in the 6 years since.
Yeah, and you know what? One thing when I picked up Wuthering Waves and I got back into it, because like I used to be ZZZ man, right? Then it just got Garbacho. Then Wuthering Waves second anniversary was around the corner, so I was like, oh yeah, bet we hopping on that. It's just night and day, and I'm not trying to even be like the comparison type of guy, but like, bro, it's night and day, boy, night and day, boy. It's not even funny no more. Genshin Impact, it does not, like, genuinely, it is for like the Gen Alpha. And I'm saying that even though it came out in Gen Z time, this is for the Gen Alpha, boy. Gen Alpha, Gen Beta. Like, we're like,
It's actually on par with Sonic Adventure from 1998.
nah, that's crazy. 1998, mind you, this company makes $6.7 billion. Hey, they doing the minimum though. I have to commend them from a business standpoint as a guy that has honestly, as a guy that owns multiple businesses on my own. Y'all just don't know about them. Yeah.
And I do mean that. The in-game cutscenes have the character models do the same stock animations, the mouth animations are not synced to match with the English dialogue, or any language that isn't Chinese, they are unskippable, and every once in a while you will get a pre-rendered cutscene that is way better animated than anything else in the game. The thing with Sonic Adventure from 1998 is that it's from 1998, and the bad cutscenes are more of a sign of its age.
And then it's actually fun? Hold up now, because let's not act like it ain't fun. Easily one of... Hold on, let me chill.
Genshin came out in 2020, and should be judged like the modern game that it is. And for a modern game, these cutscenes suck, and the fact that I can make this comparison at all is proof of
Yo,
this.
what does MC have on? Oh my...
Just to clarify here, when he says Genshin's cutscene presentation is shockingly bad, he is not talking about the cinematic, high-budget animated cutscenes, the ones that last around 10 seconds and are sprinkled throughout the major story quest.
I mean, of course, the fact that we had to even clarify that just goes to show you that the Genshin people, or just Hoyoverse people in general, they don't watch the video or listen at all.
Talking about the dialogue scenes, the ones with a lot of weird camera panning, where the characters literally just stand around with bad lip syncing. And yes, I completely agree with him, it sucks. But when he says it was outdated the year it was released and has not improved at all in the 6 years since, I know a lot of people are going to get defensive. They will say things like, it didn't.
How are you going to get defensive? How? Like, just generally how? Like, that don't even make sense. This game came out in like one of the worst times of the world, current world time. And do you know what was released in that time? Spider-Man 2018 on the PS4, buddy. Like, just literally stop it. And the fact that there's no improvement, like, okay, you could even make the argument that for its time it was good. There has been no improvement since then, so it's like why should I take you seriously, or this company seriously? Genuinely, why should I take Genshin Impact seriously when they still have not added a skip button after 6 to 7 years we going on?
Groove, didn't you see this cutscene where they introduced Not Cry? Didn't you see this cutscene of Kale? Didn't you see characters like Jehoda or Nicole making expressive gestures?
If you really call that express, oh my, yo, Gen Alpha, gotta be Gen Alpha kids. I just don't believe these are real grown adults with BBCs or Poom Pooms, bro. I just don't believe that.
You
no.
must be a LARPer!
The fact is, you're right, Genshin did improve its storytelling elements, but even in the latest Archon quest, while it had a few moments where the presentation was nice, it was great, 99% of the dialogue still suffered from exactly the same issues the video maker is complaining about. It is still weird camera pannings, characters standing around with bad lip syncing, and the model cycling through stock animations of pose 1, pose 2, and pose 3. I mean, you cannot stay in denial forever, right? This is the fact, this is the reality. The story itself can be deeper than the stomach of a Reddit moderator, but when you have a presentation like this, it completely fails to do the narrative depth justice.
Completely fails. And again, I hate having to bring up, I mean, honestly, even there, nah, bro, this is a whole universe problem, because I was going to say ZZZ does it a little bit better, but like, no, it doesn't. I was about to lie like crazy right there. Wuthering Waves is just the best presentation of it. Like, please, Mark, any people with functional BBCs to come to the front. Unless Love and Deep Space has some crazy presentation that I don't know about, which I highly doubtful, because you already know what you can do in that game. What other game has a better presentation than Wuthering Waves in cutscenes and just the in-game like models? Like, I don't know.
this. It kind of bothers me how some people continuously lie and claim I call the story bad. I never said that. I was giving criticism on why people dislike experiencing the story, and these presentation flaws are the exact points I have been arguing the whole time. Did Genshin improve its presentation? Yes, but if you open your eyes to reality for even 1 second, you would see that even with those minor improvements, it is still objectively bad. He even compares Genshin to other games that are over a quarter century old, and unfortunately, he is pretty valid here too. In those older games, characters aren't just standing there doing 3 stock animations, they're actually moving and pointing directions. Sure, they aren't fluid like modern games, but the fact that you can even make a baseline comparison between a 2020 multi-billion-dollar game and a 1998 game is incredibly wild. People are also going to get defensive about the graphics, because let's be real, you can obviously see a visual difference between 1998 and 2020. The fact that the video maker made that comparison will rub some people the wrong way, but if you have...
Why though? Like why? That makes no sense to me. Why are you getting mad about that? We know the Genshin Impact just looks like hot garbacho Gen Z slop. I'm sorry, I said Gen Z. I'm sorry for disrespecting my generation. Gen Alpha, Gen Beta slop. It's like, I'm sorry, like, sorry, not sorry, but no, like this game, no.
Have even half a brain, you can see exactly why he made it. Even though the graphics are modern, the execution of the storytelling is horrendous for a game that is supposed to be the leading title of its genre. It is so bad that someone like this video maker feels like the game never even improved because the bar started so low. And then he covers how these bad dialogues are completely unskippable. The vast majority of games since 2010, even heavily story-focused games like Metal Gear Solid, as well as almost every other gacha game on the market right now, allows you to skip the dialogue. There is zero...
Yes, okay, let's go in. Get into this, bro. There is nothing that you can say to make me think that this game does not need a skip button, let alone any game in general. What do you mean there's not a skip button after 6 or 7 years when they've made $6.7 billion? Generally, what is people's defense of that? Like, I want to know what are people's defense of that? Like saying that we shouldn't have a skip button? Like what? Like, you just sound stupid.
Excuse for a live service multi-billion-dollar game to have made zero quality of life improvements here. Can they seriously not hire more animators or just give us a skip button? But in my opinion here, I feel like this debate has been talked about 1,000 times, but not a lot of people actually get why adding a skip button would greatly benefit the player base as a whole. It's not about the story being bad, it's not about the dialogues being bloated, but you know what? I'm going to skip over the deeper skip button points for now. But if you want to see me make a dedicated video breaking that down, make sure to like this video and comment down below to
go ahead and make a dedicated video on this, because the fact that, like, I'm not taking Genshin Impact seriously if there's not a skip button. Why would I do that? Why would I torment myself? Which one day I am going to do it on stream, or one of these days I'm going to make a video. I'm going to force myself to do it. But until then, why would I force myself to play something that I do not care about? I do not care about the Genshin lore. I'm sorry. Like, what? I don't care about the lore. Like, what? Like, if I do not care about the lore, why am I forced to play the lore? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like, what? Like, no.
Show your support of it. Moving on to the gameplay section, he first delves into Genshin Impact's combat. He starts with the absolute basics. A team consists of 4 characters. Those characters have different elements and weapon types, and you can mix those elements to trigger high damage reactions. And right now, he is being fair here. On paper, that sounds great. The actual problem with the combat is how you acquire those characters in the first place. That's right, he is complaining about the gacha system. He explains how the mechanics work, right? The pity system, the 50-50 mechanic, the premium currency, primo gems. He mentions the punishing weapon banner, though he completely skips over the fact that it is historically one of the absolute worst weapon banner systems in the entire gacha space.
Gotta love it. Genuinely have to love it. Like, you just have to love it. Like, it's just like when you do your research on this game and you do some comparison, like, let's just say the NCE, it's night and day, bro. Like, honestly, I would tell him to play NCE. I would tell that guy to play NCE because you're not going to experience nowhere near the amount of predatory stuff out of any gacha game. Any. Well, we ain't gonna talk about the NCE ports collab. We don't talk about that. We don't talk
about. He just forgot, right? I think most of us remember the incidents, right? But anyways, he points out that in a worst case scenario, you would have to spend up to 340 pulls just to get a single 5-star character and their ideal signature weapon. A common defense used by the Genshin fanboys is,
well, you're right, but it rarely ever goes that badly, so it's fine.
You know what? I would argue that the fact that it even has
cap. That's cap. And anybody that watches my summon videos know that's cap. Come on now, be for real.
First of all, the pulls in these gacha games are incredibly overpriced. Second of all, look at this current patch.
That's disgusting. That's not even soft pity if I'm not mistaken.
Game only gives you around 60 free pulls total. To hit 340 pulls, you would have to spend around 6 entire patches like this, saving every single pull. That is roughly 9 months of total hoarding just to guarantee a character and a weapon. And before you riot in the comment section, there is no use defending this. I guarantee you that if Genshin unexpectedly increased the average rewards to at least soft pity 75 pulls per patch, everyone would be celebrating, including the defenders. So let's not
Bro,
be—
who would not? Who would not? Who would not, bro? Who would not? Like, come on. It's like Genshin. It's like the Genshin, or this is Hoyover saying, like, do you not want the changes that will help you, for one, save more money and have a better experience? Like, are we just? I think we might just be slow. And if that is the case, then I'm not surprised, honestly. Yeah, that's fair.
hypocrites here. Speaking of rewards, he breaks down the mathematics of it next. To get 100% guarantee for a featured 5-star character, you need 180 pulls. One pull costs 160 Primo Gems. Do the math, and you will need a grand total of 28,800 Primo Gems. What? Goddamn! How do you hit that number? You do the quest, level up, clear achievements, or grind exploration. And you know how it is already. The video maker has a massive problem with all of it. Explains how he quits the game, I guess. We have already talked about how bad the main quest experience is for him without a skip button, but for side quest, it's even worse because there is 0 voice acting. Of course, he brings up the—
it's just like, I can't take Genshin Impact seriously until I force myself to play it on stream one day. Miss me with that. Miss me with that. Genuinely miss me with that.
infamous Aranara World questline, an 11-hour slog that stands as an absolute meme of a quest.
Oh my god! What the? Son, is this? What is this? What is this? I don't even want to know. Let me know.
For a spit amount of rewards, spending that much time for barely any return is brutal. Whether it is worth it depends entirely on you. If you actually enjoy the story, maybe you only care about half of this issue because the narrative makes up for it. But then again, that is a completely different conversation. Since quests take way too much time for little reward, or maybe it's too boring, you are forced to look for other ways to get Primo Gems. So you look for exploration, specifically hunting down chests. Since the cost for pulls is so high,
The exploration in this game is bad as well. Like, bro, I'm sorry. Like, it's way too slow. Way too slow. Like, when I first played it, way too slow, boy. Like, I'm sorry, what? It was way too slow. Like, I don't know if they improved it now. Probably not, knowing Genshin Impact. But that was unacceptable, genuinely.
you should logically search for as many chests as possible, right? Well, a common chest only gives you anywhere from 0 to 2 Primo Gems. That is awful, but somewhat manageable until you look at the actual execution. First of all, chests don't respawn, which is normal for gacha games, but the video maker drops a crazy fun fact. The first 2 regions combined, Mondstadt and Liyue, have more chests to collect than the Batman Arkham games have Riddler trophies.
Oh nah. Oh nah, that is, nah. More than the Riddler things, bro. I remember that, boy. And mind you, I was a young jit when I played that, and I still remember how bad that was.
And remember, we are currently at like 6 or 7, 6, 7, 6, 7. So that chest number is astronomically higher. Unfortunately, the Genshin devs completely lacked the foresight that the Arkham devs had. In every Arkham game, each area has its own Riddler trophy grid that marks off every single one you have collected. For those who don't know, and I had to search this up myself, the Riddler grid doesn't actually show you the exact—
Yeah, look at this, bro. Look at this. Oh my goodness. And the fact that people actually, like, completed that. I think, did I complete it? No, absolutely not. Why am I acting like I actually did that? No, I probably looked up a YouTube video back in when this game came out. I don't know, I looked this up. I don't know when this game came out, but I feel like it's 2015 to 2016. In that time frame, I looked this up.
exact physical location of the trophies on your map. Instead, it acts as a checklist organized by district, telling you exactly how many trophies and riddles you are missing in that specific zone. Genshin gives you absolutely nothing like that. You might be wandering around an area looking for chests that don't even exist anymore, and you'd be none the wiser because there is no way to view a checklist of what you have and haven't opened. And sure, zooming out on the map gives you an exploration percentage for the local area, but that is incredibly vague. How many chests are actually left? Who knows? The thing the video maker actually forgot to mention is that the exploration percentage isn't even made up entirely of chests. While chests are the biggest contributor, the percentage is a compilation of various open world activities, including Sealies and time trial challenges, elemental totems and overworld puzzles, Oculies, the very disgusting Oculies, we will get to that later, unlocking waypoints and shrines of the depths, completing local world quests. And because of this, not knowing which or how many quests you have gotten makes things way more complicated than you think. And yes, the percentage map tracker tells you basically nothing. And of course, the hypothetical defensive audience member will immediately say,
Don't you know you can just craft treasure compasses to help you find treasure?
yes, I know it is helpful, but the video maker argues that it doesn't fix the underlying problems. Number 1, you have to go completely out of your way just to craft one. Number 2, the game doesn't even tell you where some of the crafting materials are on the map, meaning even more time spent running around looking for craft. Number 3, you have to craft a brand new one for every single region, because for some god knows what reason, the Mondstadt compass doesn't work in Fontaine. entertain. Number 4, it doesn't make finding treasure fun, it just turns exploration from running around aimlessly to mindlessly walking toward a directional marker. And you
Great. All of that for you to try to get a character that you probably will lose your 50-50 on, by the way, and will not get their weapon, by the way. Like, just can we just be so for real? Like, just be for real. Like, how can you look at this and look at the competition? No, you know, I do understand it. I do, because for one, this happened during a critical time in the Gen Alpha and the Gen Z time when we were stuck in the house, not doing anything, probably going to 24/7. Am I projecting right now? No. So you know, I understand it. Fair game.
know what, I'm gonna add to this as a fun fact about the compass. In patch 5.2, they finally updated the treasure compass to mark nearby time trial challenges, Sealies, and Manitou with a flag icon on the map. That sounds great, right? Until you realize patch 5.2 dropped 4 years into the game's life.
So 4 years into the game's lifespan. So judging based off that, we're not getting a skip button to the 8th anniversary, if I'm not mistaken. That's going to be great. I cannot wait to actually play Genshin Impact when I am, what, in my mid-20s then? By that point, I'm going to have a freaking... I was about to say I'm going to have a kid. No, I'm not. I'm probably still be talking to my body pillows.
Span. Before that, Sealies didn't get tagged by the compass at all. You had to literally run across the world, hoping to stumble upon one stupid Sealie hiding somewhere. That was especially painful in a region like Sumeru.
When you genuinely been exploring the Sumeru desert for the past 6 to 7 hours just to have 5% more exploration than you started with, so you genuinely start losing your mind. What is going on with MC right here? It seems like she has something... I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Which has incredibly vertical elevations, dense trees, and layers of terrain covering things up. And the funniest parts, the compass still doesn't tag everything. It completely misses environmental puzzles, so you're still stuck running around blindly if you want to truly max out an area. The feeling gets even worse when you look at newer areas versus older areas. In Not Cry, the Luna treasure compass automatically shows hidden oculi on your map alongside chests and challenges. That sounds amazing, right? Because oculi can be incredibly painful to collect. And so you might assume that the updates also applies to older regions, right? No. The treasure compasses before that only scan for chests. To find missing oculi in older areas, you are forced to go on the crafting bench and manually make Oculus resonant stones instead of using a compass. Why didn't Genshin just retroactively update the old compasses to make it easier for newer players maybe? Or for the players that haven't done it? Who knows? And you only get about 60 Primo Gems per level when upgrading the statues.
Who knows? We know why. It's because nobody... Bro, they don't care. Let's just keep it a buck. Nobody that plays Genshin cares about their well-being, cares about their life, cares about their future, nor cares about their time, because after, like, that is so much time. We already saw 6 or 7 hours of like exploration just for you to be at 5%. So like
chest, there is no grid or checklist telling you which ones you have already picked up. And you know what? To make matters worse, you have to craft a brand new detector item every single time you want to find one Oculus. I remember back in my day, back in Sumeru, which historically launched with the highest number of oculi in the game, several of them were locked behind World Quest. So if you watch those online video guides showing you the optimal routes, you will find out the hard way that some of them are physically locked behind unvoiced story quests that take 11 hours to complete. That entire region is cursed. But anyways, let's mentally reset, okay? Next, the video maker criticizes character building. While I don't think he has an issue with the concept of character building itself, he shows a lot of discontent with how long it actually takes. Maxing out a single character requires a massive amount of resources, and realistically speaking here, you could get fully built in a few days if you're insanely lucky, but it usually takes weeks of pure grinding. The video maker blames this entirely on the resin system, and while that's true, he mentions that actual games don't do this, and that other gacha games have much better versions of an energy system. He is right, but a stamina cap isn't just a Genshin problem. It is an industry-wide problem for the majority of games in the genre.
That's just gacha game in general. You better stock up on whatever energy pill, energy stuff that they got in that game.
However, I think his focus is on the wrong thing. Yes, the resin system is a massive bottleneck. Naturally generating only 180 resin every 24 hours with zero overflow system sucks. But there are a ton of additional bottlenecks unique to Genshin that exist for God knows what reason, which other games don't subject you to. Number 1, this is the worst perpetrator, day-gated domains. Talent and weapon ascension domains operate on a strict rotating schedule. If real life gets busy on a Tuesday, your character progression is completely halted until Friday. The only...
Nice. Again, Genshin Impact showing you that they do not respect you, nor respect your time, nor respect your life, quite frankly. Get out.
Exception is the very first week a new character or weapon banner drops, where the domains are open round the clock. Why isn't it just updated to be open every day permanently? We don't know. We don't know. Local specialties.
We know. No, we do know is that they don't respect y'all time. They do not respect anybody, any person time, quite frankly. Because anybody that has, like, that respects their time will realize I'm wasting my time here, and if I'm not making money off of this, get me out.
Do you remember these bad boys? To ascend characters, you need local open world plants or flowers or items that take 48 real world hours to respawn. This forces you to completely pause your progress for days, or awkwardly ask to raid a random stranger's.
Like, imagine you just like, you get a brand new player, right? Doesn't know anything about gacha games, right? Like, and you show them NTE. Wuthering Waves. They play those games, and then it was like, okay, you know what, let me play the game, the DBZ of the gacha games. Let me play Genshin Impact. And then they realize how much of a downgrade it is. I would tell them to play ZZZ and Honkai Star Rail more than I would tell somebody to play Genshin Impact. I would literally tell them, hey, before you dive into the DBZ of gacha games, try Honkai Star Rail or ZZZ first. See if they get hooked on one of those games. Then I tell them to go ahead and play Genshin Impact. They're probably not going to last about a week. They won't. They're probably not going to, nah.
World in co-op. And if those items are locked behind a regional story quest, tough luck! You have to spend hours clicking through unskippable dialogue before you can even farm for your character. Weekly boss, Shroud's domains. To raise a character's talents past level 6, you need unique drops from weekly bosses. You can only claim rewards from each specific boss once per week. Why is it only once per week? The game is 6 years old. Why are we still having this problem? When you factor all of this in, along with the crowns of insights, which you only get maybe 1 or 2 per 40-day patch cycle, maxing out a single character doesn't just take weeks, it takes months. And we haven't even gotten into the artifacts. Zyok spent years maxing his Xiao. And after enduring all of that, you have to deal with something called power creep. You just spent months fully—
Right, like, it's just like, bro, you know more and more facts about this game, and you, again, if you play any other game and you hear about Genshin Impact, why would you play Genshin Impact? Again, the only reason why Genshin Impact is as popular as it is because it came first. Quite frankly, it came first, and it was such a big genre shift that it just defined it. And now any other game is improving upon it, and you are better off. Like genuinely, okay, what reason would somebody play Genshin Impact? I'm trying to sit here and really ask myself, like, what reason would somebody play Genshin Impact of all games? Like what? Like, no.
Maxing out your brand new units, only to realize the newest endgame update completely panders to an even newer character, leaving your freshly built unit completely useless. Fantastic! But hey, I guess that is just how things are, right? This is the game you're defending, right? But to wrap things up, here is how the video maker concludes his departure from the game.
What, are you gonna do nothing with your life because the sun will explode in like a billion years? Sure, I might not be able to change the developers' minds or improve the state of the game, but I can do one thing. I can at least make sure they don't succeed in actually wasting my time.
Literally, period, poo. And honestly, I don't like that's what type of time I'm on. And mind you, I did try to play Genshin Impact. I did, but I'm gonna be honest. Since that one video I made on my channel a while ago, I have not touched the game since, and I probably won't until I force myself to play it on stream. And that is it. There's no reason for me to play this game. No, and mind you, there's no reason for me to play this game when NTE treats me better, Wuthering Waves to an extent treats me better, way better. Wuthering Waves treats me way better, NTE treats me way better. Unironically, ZZZ treats me more better and doesn't waste my time more than Genshin Impact would. So do what you want to do with that information.
They want you to feel helpless and to continue playing the game no matter how bad it gets. And I'm not gonna let that happen to me because I deserve better. You deserve better. That's why I'm quitting, and you should too.
In my opinion, it is a solid video with valid reasoning.
Solid video. Do I think he should quit? I don't know. Honestly, bro, wow. I mean, bro, anybody that would want to quit would quit. Like, I don't, like, unless you're a content creator, unless you maybe spend like way too much money on the game, like, I don't know why you would keep, like, bro, I spend money on gacha games and I would quit them, bro. The amount of gacha games I quit, Dragon Ball Legends, quit that. Quit that, and I'm probably not coming back because of power creep in that game. Only game I'll probably come back to is Dokkan Battle, and that's only because that game is a PvE game. That's it. So, I mean, I haven't really quit ZZZ. I'm still on that. Generally, I don't.
Throughout, he makes some pretty bold comparisons, but you can clearly see how the dots connect. Sometimes he doesn't get into the specifics of the arguments, but I help to fill out the gaps, don't worry. The thing is, after finishing this video, I actually left with more questions than answers. If the video maker happens to be watching this, I really hope you make a follow-up video to address a few things I am sure a lot of other players would love to know.
Yo, go ahead, bro, because listen, clearly people want to know. This man has posted, what, 106 videos last time I checked, right? That one Genshin video he did popped off 100k views. Easily people want want to listen. I want to listen to more, just so I can just give me something so I can know. Okay, yeah, I'm not playing this game, or just so I can look forward to this stream that I'm about to have. That's going to be one of the worst streams of my life.
I saw your comments on a reaction video mentioning that you started playing Genshin back in 2024 during the Fontaine era. In the beginning of your video, you explained how you have explored a ton, cleared a massive amount of the story, and successfully reached the hardest parts of the endgame. It is safe to say that up to a certain point, you genuinely enjoyed this game a lot, or at least played a lot of it. But having watched your entire video, I know for a fact that none of these problems are new. You didn't touch on Natlan's exploration quality of life features being pay-gated. You didn't mention the Genshin devs pulling bait and switches when announcing quality of life updates the community wanted for years. You didn't even mention the newer lunar reactions, which are all completely pay-gated. You didn't mention the horribly designed endgames like the Stygian onslaught. None of that. Everything you covered in your video consists of old fundamental problems that have existed since the day the game launched in 2020.
That's my main thing. Like, bro, I don't even be going too heavily deep in criticizing Genshin Impact. My thing is, for one, not that many free-to-play pools. Two, skip button. That you know, skip everything else. If there's not a skip button in this game, why am I playing this game? I don't care about the Genshin Impact lore. I'm sorry, yeah, not sorry. Like, no, I'm not sorry about that.
4 points was that the game refuses to improve, and I get that. But if that's the case, it opens up a massive question. Why did these long-standing day 1 issues only become a breaking point for you now, after you already poured hundreds of hours into the game? Why focus so heavily on launch problems instead of the recent updates that actually prove your points even better?
Because this man done already quit. He done already quit. He probably not keeping up with the game, and low-key, I don't blame you, because why would you? Especially after these last 2 patches, which is... I mean, what was the patch before that? AI Paimon situation, the whole, like, oh, that was a fun era. Definitely a fun era on that.
Already knew the catcher pricing was terrible, the unskippable cutscenes were annoying, and the lack of proper chest tracker was a pain from the absolute jump, yet you still played long enough to clear the hardest endgame content? What was the exact specific breaking points or moments that turned these old tolerated flaws from annoying to completely unplayable for you? Do you think the presentation and gacha mechanics genuinely got worse over time? Or did you simply run out of your honeymoon phase currency? It feels like you experienced...
No. Wait, does that last? If you spend so much money on the game, you're gonna be like, all right, let me stick it out. But after a while, you're just gonna be like, bro, you're gonna realize how much money is being wasted. You're gonna realize, like, bro, this game is cooked. Developers not listening. Power creep is disgusting, and exploration and not, mind you, need to add that there's no skip button, so that's always great.
It's the best high points of the game in Fontaine, right? A lot of people loved Fontaine, and once the steady steam of free endgame primo gems completely dried up, the structural flaws you originally tolerated just became impossible to ignore. So is it the game that changed, or did you just finally run out of patience?
I think what happened was, here's what I think what happened. I think what happened was this guy decided, he probably played this game, who knows how old he is, let's just say he's like an older folk, right? He was playing this game and he was forcing himself to play the game. Right now, I don't know if he spent money on the game, but let's just say let's give 2 paths. He spent money on the game, and the path he didn't spend money on the game. Path number 1, he spent a little bit money on this game. That's gonna keep if you spend money on the game, it's gonna keep you playing the game a little bit longer. Unless just Arcanite infills go, because we don't talk about Arcanite infills. Regardless, right? He spent some money on the game, kept playing it, right? Eventually realized, okay, wait, this game is kind of garbage. Why is there no skip button? Wait, why is power creep so bad? Wait, why does it take so long to build the character? And then it just kept going, and they didn't change. And he probably saw some of the community reaction as well. And then he was like, yeah, I'm done. So he probably didn't touch up on the recent topics because he already quit the game. And I don't blame him. Now, path number 2, he was free to play, which at that point, I don't like. This man probably quit this game a while ago. I don't even know how free to play players are, quite frankly, surviving, especially with other gacha games on the market. So I'm gonna be honest, I don't even have a path for him to. I don't know why he would still be playing the game. If you're free to play, bro, if you are free to play and Genshin Impact, why are you even playing this game? Quite frankly, like, no, just no. No. We don't do that over here. Let's look at the comments. The reason why I quit Genshin Impact is because I got a job. Hey, listen, over here, we don't say the word that is a slur, which only made the day lock domains unskippable cutscenes. Exactly. Like, I think that's one thing too. People grew up. This game came out like towards the end of the pandemic. Like, a lot of people that played this game, including me, was like legit, bro. I was like 13, 14 when I played Genshin Impact. Eventually, I grew up and I was like, hold up, wait, I don't got time to play this game. They don't have a skip button. Like, what? Like, no, like, in my don't have a skip button and it takes so long to build characters. No, I quit Genshin Impact because I felt the devs doesn't care about its quality. Genshin has so much potential, but they refuse to level up, and I'm glad that I'm a day one WoW player. I mean, and again, not to even make the comparisons, right? But I mean, the Wuthering Waves collab with Edge Runners was some of, if not the greatest, like, just great. One of the greatest collabs in gacha game history. So that's not even a surprise at all. If a live service game has the same QQL issues from launch that it still does 6 later. Oh, okay. I don't know if I can read. I did fail English and I failed math, so that's on me. The game is trash. The devs don't care about the company. Just sucks. The devs don't care about you. The company just sucks. Which Loki, it's just facts, brother. They don't care about you. And once I realized that, I was like, yeah, I'm off this game. I'm gonna one day play it on stream, so y'all can follow me for that. Outside of that, boy, that's gonna be one of the worst days of my life, forcing myself to play Genshin Impact, a game that does not have a skip button after 6 or 7 years.